What is up, guys and girls? This is Glenn here once again with another RopeRage video. So guess what? Today we're going to be looking at a super cool technique to improve your jump rope sharpness, your jump rope wizardry, your jump rope mastery without even actually having to jump at all. So there's something. How are we going to do this? We're going to do this with a technique called, we'll call it the sword swing. This technique is inspired partly from the one-handed side swing, which is a traditional jump rope technique, and partly from a bunch of kung fu and war and Jedi movies that I've watched, and use that inspiration to kind of put it into a jump rope technique. So I think first we're going to start with a direct comparison between a one-handed side swing and a sword swing so that we can see the difference. We'll then proceed to look at some of the uses of this technique, the various ways in which it can be useful for you. There are three main reasons why this is something you need to start adding to your training ASAP. Then we're going to look at how to actually do it, the tweaks we need to make to actually perform this technique correctly. And lastly, we're going to just throw out a bunch of different variations of this technique for you guys to get to work on and start trying out. So without further ado, I'm going to stop my talking and I'm going to get to acting, and we're going to start with the comparison between the one-handed side swing and the sword swing. As you can see, with the traditional one-handed side swing, it's all about controlling the rope, having that rope. Both handles are in one hand and you're just swinging through the range of motion. Always encouraged to switch from right hand to left hand just to stay balanced. Now, comparing this with the sword swing is a lot sharper, you'll notice. It's a lot zippier, a lot more aggressive, and to be honest, a little bit scary when you first start, because what's happening is that rope's whipping a lot harder, and if it hits you, it's going to hurt much more than usual. So caution is advised when first starting out. But the idea really with the sword swing is sharpness. It is really powering through the moves. So you want to get to that point. And here you can see various different variations of this technique, which we'll go into in more detail a bit later. The reason why I started doing this technique was because I found it made my swings of the rope a lot sharper, first and foremost. It was also a bit more fun. I'm always trying to experiment and broaden my skill set, so that was really beneficial. As I have a couple of kids who are about to scoot into my shot, you're more than welcome to just ride on behind me. Hey guys. This is quite strange, but sometimes as I'm seeing things, I'll see inspiration for certain techniques. So I was watching, I think it was actually a Star Wars movie, and I saw a technique and I figured that you could pretty much do that technique with a rope as well as you could with a lightsaber. So I went about trying it and it worked. So that's how it works. You then go on to build on different transitions, different variations, and that's how the sword swing came about. What are the uses? First use, you can use it to you can use it to rest in between sets, okay? I always say it's greatly encouraged not to just stand still and stop once you've finished a certain set. Keep moving. Whether you're moving or the rope is moving, you want to keep some sort of motion happening, because it's all about rhythm and flow, right? I believe in keeping perpetual motion, and what I mean by this is either I'm moving on the balls of my feet or the rope is moving. This has done wonders for me in improving my overall rhythm. The second use is to simulate different techniques. Helpful for techniques such as the crossover, double unders as well. I've used this for in the past. With simulation or visualization in particular, it helps you to learn ranges of motion, get your muscles used to moving through certain patterns, without having the rope open, which means that if you make a mistake, you're gonna whip yourself. It gets a bit frustrating. Having the rope in one hand in this way allows you to avoid that. So that's, for me, a really beneficial aspect. And lastly, and probably most importantly, is that it opens up a whole new range of skills. So there are certain techniques that you need to use this skill to perform. One example is the rock star, which you might have seen in a previous video on just a bunch of different footwork techniques. That is actually a technique we're going to be looking at in depth in the next video, so look out for that one. But I'm also going to demonstrate it here. Alright, so how do we do the sword swing? How do we go from the regular one-handed side swing to the kick-ass sword swing? The main difference is in tension in the rope and wrist rotation. First thing, as you transition through the swing, you grip the handles tightly. Impossible to see as you're watching someone do it, but gripping the handles tightly forces, I don't even know how else to put it, than forces energy through the rope. So similar to how if you're gonna punch a punch bag, or if you're gonna kick a football, you're not just gonna let your foot or your hand just go through it. As you make contact, you're gonna tense up at the point of impact. That's what you do as you're transitioning through that one-handed swing. You grip tightly, and this transitions force through your forearm through the rope, which makes it that little bit zippier. The second thing is, as you're transitioning, you flick the wrist very quickly midway through the transition. You flick the wrist over, to get that zippy kind of sword swing, that kind of slashing through the rope. I'll pray to God you guys can hear me through all of this. Trying my best to keep it going, but I'm hoping all the points are coming through and coming across. So what you'll notice is at the end of the swing, that wrist is pointed downwards, almost as though you've slashed a sword downwards, transitioning the force from up through the swing down. That's how the wrist transitions the force through this technique. So what we're going to do now is we're going to run into a few different variations of the sword swing. And as a rule of thumb, you can do sword swings in front of the body. You can do them behind the body. And you can do them through the body, which is underneath the legs. This specific technique pertains to the rock star technique, which we'll be going through in a future video. You can also do them with forward rotations and backwards rotations. The same applies. You can do it in front of the body. You can do it behind the body and through the body. So check these out. I will be going into detail into these transitions in a future video, but have a look at these and try them out for yourself, and let me know how you get on in the comments down below. And that's a wrap. Hope you found that video helpful. I hope you enjoyed the entertainment from the kids around as much as I have. That was a look at the sword swing. The super ninja technique to improve your sharpness with the rope, your jump rope mastery, your jump rope comfort, your comfort with the rope without even having to jump at all. If you like the video, please do drop a like down below. If you want to see more videos like these, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you don't miss the videos. And of course, let me know down below if you'd like to see any specific techniques looked at in future videos. I'll do my best to get to work on those. It's a bit tough with time and stuff, but I've got a list of all the videos that I need to do and I will get to it for sure. Once again, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Until next time, all the best with your training and stay raging. Annoying school kids in the park or not. Whatever it takes, just carry on. Now, so what you do is you keep that's it, you use it for active resting between sets. First thing is that now why the hell should you do the sword swing anyway? What is the point? Oh boy. So with simulation or visualization in particular, it helps you to learn ranges of motion. So with simulation or visualization, I hope you found that video helpful. I hope you enjoyed the entertainment from the kids around as much as I have.